Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream here on Exploring Avatar. Of course, you have me and then my good friend Drew. Drew, how you doing today?
What's up, Jerry? Doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Like you said in your post on Instagram, it's a little, little bittersweet that we are now in the finale of Volume One of the High Ground. It's pretty crazy. We already went through a whole volume, so, um, but yeah, it's still great. And thank you for everybody that's here right now. Hello to everybody. Uh, let's see here. Christina, Jaden. I know Jaden popped in really early and said, I'm ready, I'm ready. I don't know where that comment went, but Jaden, we saw it. Afton Child, just everybody, Montana Productions. We'll dive into this finale of Volume 1. It's packed with some pretty good stuff. But before that, there's a couple of things that did kind of come out today. So we thought we'd quickly just go over those. And one of them, Drew hasn't even seen, so we will get his a live reaction from it. But the first is Mercedes-Benz put out an ad that's basically, for Avatar. They have collaborated with them in the past. If anybody remembers the concept car, the AVTR concept car they did a while back. And so that one's pretty cool. It gave us a new shot, so we'll dive into that. And then also the first opening weekend domestic box office projections have come out. So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. So, but yeah, thank you for everyone showing up. Yes, 2020. There you go. They revealed that car in 2020, I believe.
Jerry, the chat is popping off today. Love seeing everybody just having fun, hanging out.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Hopefully, this becomes like a, the hangout spot for some people on at least our Friday nights and whatever time of the day it is for everybody. But we do appreciate all of you for always tuning in. I know it's even late where we're from, so I can't even imagine some people from other countries. It's either really early in the morning or, even later at night. So we really do appreciate it. And let's just have some fun. So Drew, you ready to dive into that Mercedes-Benz ad that you actually haven't seen, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, man. I was busy at work all day today and just haven't had time, so I'm excited to check it out.
You're like real life. Real life stuff. Let's get that out of the...
If I start weeping uncontrollably, I'm sorry, guys.
All right. So yeah, I'll play that ad really quick so that everybody can see. Maybe some people currently here with us haven't seen it either. So I'll play that really quick and then we'll talk about it. And I'll put the new image that it reveals also on screen while we talk about it. But let's watch the 30-second ad first.
I see an amazing place. Feels like a dream. A place of many wonders. And full of life. I open my eyes. Earth is our Pandora.
Wow, not gonna lie, that is pretty awesome. I love that music so much too, so that gets me right there.
God, I was gonna say, are you weeping yet, Drew? Are you weeping?
Well, if you'll give me like 10 seconds, I'm getting on Mercedes.com and I'm ordering one right now. So yeah,
the 2039
right
concept car.
Yeah. No, I actually really like that.
But yeah, let's kind of dive into it a little bit. At least for me, from my perspective, it's cool. We obviously get a few shots of Pandora, but anytime we see Pandora elements, whether it's like the plant or the creatures, most of them are shots that we had already seen in the either the teaser or the official trailer. But we saw them with like characters in the shots. Like there's that plant, the one that Kiri interacts with, kind of shakes it, like shakes its hand, whatever. The Elu one, we've seen, I believe it was either Tuktiri or Kiri that was writing it in the teaser. And you see that shot of where Jake is with Neytiri, but, they're removed. But the interesting one, let me bring it up, is this one right here. Like that one, that's just such a great shot, man. That's like beautiful.
It is. That's beautiful.
I sent it to you, and you're like, "Geez, this is amazing." And like you said, like every time we see a new little image, like it could just be one image, and it just it kind of just keeps looking better and better. But hey, everybody, we're like below 30 days, so we're under 30 days to finally see the movie. But yeah, right here we get the 5 Ikrans, which you can see like the wing of way on the left of another one, so you get all 5 there. And I believe that this is also with the characters removed. And I just wanted your opinion right here. Like right there in the one closest to the, the camera, so to speak, you can see how its hues are also lifted. Do you think like they're lifted because the character is holding them up? I mean, I know at the same time they're flying in physics. They wouldn't be just like hanging down at the same time. But I could see that being like, Jake is holding them or something, like holding them up.
Yeah, I mean, to me, definitely looks like it was just straight up edited, like they edited somebody off of it. We need Becoming Not V in here. She would have the info on that. I bet she knows all about edited photos. Where you at?
But yeah, man, it's just a quick. This is pretty much the only new shot we get in it, but it's still gorgeous, and I believe it's depicting when they're still heading towards the Metkayina clan. So I still think this is kind of like on their journey to them, starting to leave the forest area and all that, and starting to get into the ocean setting. So it's just a quick shot, but I still thought I'd share it. It's still pretty interesting. So hopefully everybody that didn't see it, now they did. And then the second topic is the first domestic, so just for the US, projections for the opening weekend have come out. And on the low range, let me bring it up. So it says here, Avatar: The Way of Water is long range tracking to earn basically at least 135 million in the film's domestic box office opening weekend. And I mean, any movie would kill for that number. That's obviously not like, I mean, Black Adam just debuted recently, and it didn't even crack 100 million. So I'm sure that movie would have loved that number. But obviously, you have your detractors that came out, right away. Oh, it's below, the MCU movies of this year already, and all that. There's like the craziest take I saw was this one, and it's from a site that don't really lose your minds over, but it's like Avatar: The Way of Water tracking for a weaker opening weekend than all of the Twilight sequels.
Oh no, what are we gonna do?
I was like, such a random like, I love that person needed to connect it all the way, like you couldn't just be like, hey, even some of the most recent MCU movies, like it was under that. Like you had to go and basically go back to like the Twilight movies, because you're like, oh man, you couldn't even beat Twilight.
Well, we need to let James Cameron know this so he can make Jake Sully shimmer in the moonlight and run really fast, and that would guarantee we would do better than Twilight. So yeah,
I love the juxtaposition they have right there.
You're diving deep, Kiri. Diving deep.
It is crazy, but I wanted to tell everybody, please don't freak out. Like, is it lower than some of these the MCU movies from this year? Yes, but let's not forget. Let me bring it here, because I took some screenshots. Where is it? No. Okay, so here we go.
I mean, I'm not worried. Like I am glad that they are projecting at least solid numbers, because I mean, what do we ultimately want? Avatar 4 and 5, right? Whether it makes 2 billion, exactly. 3 billion, or somewhere in between, or even less. I mean, I don't make any more money off that. I want it to be successful, and I want to get all of the Avatar movies. Apart from that, honestly don't even care. Is that a horrible take?
Yeah, you're like, as long as I get the green light on 4 and 5, that's the only thing that as a fan we can possibly gain from it. You know, that's
I
really
want it
the
to be
only prize
successful.
that we can see.
I want it to be successful and people love it. I mean, apart from that, I think it's going to make good money.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you know, so here, for example, I brought up this chart here. So it does show it, another thing that I thought was funny. Like, look at this. It goes all the way to November 2026. So that's the year we're gonna get what the last movie, right? Like 5 should be December 2026.
Yeah.
Look at that. Between now and then,
Wow.
they will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 movies. Because obviously Black Panther is already out. Oh, no, 13 with Ant-Man and the Wasp. 13 movies in that time span that we're just trying to get 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5. So 3 to 13. Like, just think of that juxtaposition right there. But going over here to the ones this year that already came out, like Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther, yes, you know, they're higher. So even Thor: Love and Thunder, which was the weaker opening of the 3, 144. But scoot on over to domestic box office, just the next row. Obviously not Black Panther, that one's not done yet, but the other 2 are done. And domestically, Thor: Love and Thunder only made 343, and you will say only, like that's still huge. It is huge, but early projections for the Avatar 2's domestic total was already, what was it, like 650 million? They said like a month or 2 back. That's like double that. That's almost double that. And then even look at that. Even Doctor Strange, which had a huge opening of 187 million, your domestic total was 411.
The drop off is real.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. And then you can even scoot all the way to the third column to the worldwide box office. Neither of the 2 movies this year even cracked $1 billion. Doctor Strange 2 was close, but look at that. Thor didn't even get to 800 million. You're telling me like Avatar 2 won't crack $1 billion? You're insane. It's going to easily crack the $1 billion. The $1 billion is, guys, that's the magic number we need. If any movie makes $1 billion, we're going to get a green light on 4 and 5. There's just no way that they're going to crack $1 billion on Avatar 2 and be like, no, you know, we still need to see how 3 performs. Like, you're going to be in the green at that point for all the profits on 4 and 5. You know what I mean? If it's like, the question is it going to crack 2? Because you can look down here to Spider-Man No Way Home, which was huge. Like that, the hype for that one was insane. You had the biggest, basically, opening weekend since something like Endgame, which is like right below on the chart, so you can't see it. 260 million domestic opening weekend. It ended up with 814 domestic, which is great. And then it just fell short of $2 billion. So I just want everybody to know, like, you know, don't, you know, listen to all the headlines. Like, it's not the end of the world. I thought I had the picture here, but I don't. The first movie opened to 77 million, guys. And it's the biggest movie of all time. Because what's important is not going to be that opening weekend. The most important one is going to be the second weekend. Because the drop-off is what Avatar, like, why it was an anomaly. You know how much it dropped, Drew? And my chart would have told you.
Wasn't it like 2 or 3% or something like that?
Yes.
Something minuscule.
It was 1.8%. 1.8. I have the drop-off here of, like, for example, the biggest one so far this year, Doctor Strange. Look at its opening weekend right there, 187 million. But second weekend, it dropped 67%. To 61, and then another 47% to 32. And so, you know what I mean? Basically, with them, they're just front-loaded. They have most of the hype and the attention going in. But that's not what our Avatar is about. The first one wasn't even about that. it was wowing the audience in that first weekend, which it was just a total surprise. And then it was the word of mouth is you basically spread it to your friends, your family, you kept coming back because it was that experience, how we talked about like before. So that's what I believe it's going to be, the same thing this year. And most importantly, the US was like 20 something percent of the overall total. The foreign box office is also what's most important with Avatar.
Absolutely.
But anyways, any kind of thoughts from you on this whole thing, or are you kind of like pretty much the same thing?
Yeah, just seeing the hype and all the people getting excited for it, I'm really not worried about it because we're not even getting articles really anymore trashing it. It was fun to hate on Avatar after it came out. It seemed like people were always making fun of it. I think mainly because it dethroned a lot of people's favorite franchises. I think if it hadn't become number one all time at the box office, people wouldn't have given it so much hate. But I'm not even seeing the hate now. So I think people have kind of forgotten that and they're ready to embrace Avatar 2. And I think people are going to be blown away.
Yeah, for sure. We saw that new image today. I was like, yep, I'm ready. And then just one quick little thing before we just wanted to show you guys. Here's Drew actually sent me this. This is a Regal Theater, you said, in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, Ray Perez, he works for Lightstorm, posted this. It's freaking awesome. Nothing like this here where I live, but it's awesome seeing it getting some promotion in downtown LA.
Yeah, that looks awesome. So right there, we can look at some new character posters. I'm sure they're going to officially, reveal those soon, just digitally online and have great HD images of it. But it's cool to see them already right there. Some 4 character posters. You got him on the skim wing over there. And then even a banner at the very top that says Avatar: The Way of Water. So I thought that was cool. That looks awesome. I wish, theater around here was already hyping it up like that. But just thought I'd share it with you guys.
Posters are compared to that car.
Oh, those massive.
Wow.
It's
freaking awesome.
You're like, you can have one. When you ask the theaters when it's towards the end of a movie's run, you're like, can I have that poster? They're like, sure. You're gonna be like, walk with me outside, please. You're like, can I have that Jake one right there? And just watch them, take it down. Just take 30 minutes to be on the scaffolding. They're afraid for their lives on the ladder. Anyways, but yeah, just wanted to share those things with you guys. But let's dive in to the finale of Avatar: The High Ground. Obviously, spoiler alerts. We're in the finale. I don't think I need to say it anymore. But let's get right into it. The last thing we covered, I believe, Drew, was Jake was talking to the Council of the Olo-Ektans, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And he was kind of like, we need to, I used to be ashamed of, the extra digit I had, but he's basically trying to plead that you need to basically fight even like the Sky People in order to defeat the Sky People and all that. But at the same time, the kids, which were supposed to be, stay behind while the council was going on, but they're like, this is going to take forever. They were about to sneak off into something. They, one of them had a bright idea. So we're going to be bouncing between those two things. What did the kids run off and do? And the council. So let's continue here. You want me to get this first page or you want to get it?
I'll dive in.
Okay.
So we start off with Kiri saying, are we staying or are we going? We should stay. Come on, bro. They're going to talk all day. Can't believe we're bringing the baby. I'm as big as you. Switch off your comms and put them in the saddlebags. We'll be back before they know it. What say you and the other Sahiks? Pintiyaru? It was not Jake Sully who wiped the Sky People from our land. It was Awa. And if it is necessary again, Awa will provide. Have we forgotten so quickly? Jake Sully is the chosen of Awa. It was Taruk Markto. You do not speak here. You are not Sahik yet, Neytiri. Wise sisters, forgive my daughter. She has a strong heart and a sharp tongue. Yes, Awa will provide, but she does not drive the arrow into the animal for us when we when we hunt. We do. Perhaps Jake Sully is the arrow we must drive into the heart of our enemy. Has Awa given you guidance on this? No, I've been given no sign. This is a dark path, but as a matter of war, we Sahiks will defer to the council of the Elo Ektons.
Oh, wow, man. So already, first of all, I like the little callback. Like, she has a strong heart, that recent official trailer and the first movie. But so the kids are going to go off and do something crazy, but the council, most of the elders are basically like, you know what? At the end of the day, it was they're in the belief that if it wasn't for Awa, not really the Turuk Makto, that's what really drove them out, and that's why we won. So there's just a little back and forth on that, on what they should do.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the Sahiks are not really giving Jake the respect we've seen, I guess, from others.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes more sense. They're more probably in tune with Awa than average members. So, I mean, their credit is going to Awa because, and I mean, they're not wrong. I wouldn't say they're completely right, but they're not wrong either. I mean, they needed Awa's help. Like, things were going very badly until Awa stepped in, essentially.
Exactly. It's kind of like you needed both parties. So it's like, if only you were both sides were able to like collaborate again, it would be so much easier. Both them working together in terms of like the Na'vi collectively working together, like at the end of the first movie, and if you could get a guaranteed assistance from Awa, that would be great. So we'll continue here. I love that top right.
Yeah, what's going on there? We got some 80s rocker hair, Jake.
There you go. I was just waiting to see like how you describe this Jake. You've already described like 3 different Jakes in this volume.
Sonic the Hedgehog as a Na'vi? I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to read the page, Drew. I'm trying to read the page.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. So now it looks like Yayatli is coming back in. He was the one that spoke for the council of the chieftains, the Olo Ektons. So he says, "We have heard many voices today. Now I will speak for the council. No path is good here. All are dark, and too many have already died on both sides. Jake Sully will not attack the Sky People. We will not start a war. We will offer peace." And that's where you get Jake raging right there, bro.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, the art is kind of funny, but seriously, that is not a happy Jake Sully.
No, because he's like, "Are you insane?" But so he says, "Please, Yayatli, the Sky People don't want peace. They want our world, our children's world. Enough. It is decided." So Neytiri's calming him down. She's like, "Bro, you're raging right now. That panel was crazy." He says, "Peace? I tried peace. Netayam, find the other kids. We're leaving." And Neytiri's like, "You would defy the council? I'll do what I have to do." "As will I. We ride together, always." And then someone's coming up. "Jake Sully, I am the last warrior of my clan. We have now only children and elders because of the Sky People and their peace." And Jake's like, I know. Oh my god, Akwe te Raaka, my old friend. I bear the burden of it every day. I say it not to blame you. Uh, a leader must lead. I say it because the old ways will not work against this enemy. We must fight a new way. I will fly with you, brother. Sute, R.I.P. And then, they ask, who flies with us? And everybody's like, we fly. And then some more Jake commentary. If I'm gonna... Oh my god. Here.
If I'm
Here,
going to
you read.
regret something, it better be something I did. And this is why I love Jake right here, though. He doesn't miss a beat. Like, he doesn't get the answer he wants, so, pretty much like, screw you guys. We're doing it anyway.
Exactly. Then I'll go to the last one, where he continues, not something I should have done. So, like we said before, he's going to go out fighting. He's not going to be one that, holds back or anything like that. He's a fighter. He always will be. And I find it interesting here because I was going to ask you, in this one, once again, another throwback to that scene in the first movie, when they all have the arms around him. So it's him and Neytiri in the center, but you also see the right there. You can see the what was it, Yayatli, the guy that spoke for the Olo Egtons.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so he's in agreement, and I believe to the left, I don't remember if that was Moat or if that was even the one that spoke basically for the Sahiks. I'm like,
yeah,
so
it's a little hard to tell, but it could be.
Because I believe she had the two bands on her head like that for sure. The one with the feathers, and it's the same garments and everything. That's Yayatli, the guy that told him no, and he's right there. Like, wait, so now they're in agreement. This panel kind of confused me a little bit. I didn't know if you had more insight than I did.
The way I took it was that, even though we didn't get a whole lot of it in the comic, I just took it like it was a very moving speech. Jake just I feel like Jake is a natural leader. Maybe he doesn't have real eloquent words, but he speaks from the heart, and it seems like people are drawn to what he has to say. So I just felt like, whether it's believable or not, his little speech kind of won them all over.
Okay, so like okay, all right, now I get, because I'm like, did they mistakenly just add? You know what I mean? I thought it would only be made up of like some other like a different sect of the Na'vi. They're like, no, we will fly with you, because we believe you. We're not going to follow what the elders say. But then I saw the elders when I actually looked at it. I kind of where's Waldo it a little bit, and I was like, wait a minute.
Maybe with what Akwe said as well, that also helped to move him.
Yeah.
I guess between the two, maybe they thought, you know what, they've reconsidered or have just decided, you know what, he knows what he's talking about. He was Charuk Makto. Let's roll with him.
Okay, cool. See, because when I first read through it, I didn't really like study the panel that much. So, like I said, I just assumed it was maybe just like a section of the Na'vi that were gonna fly with him, and then the other section was not. But it's cool to see now that we actually looked at it, that it does seem like, regardless, at the end of the day, it does look like they're all going to be united. So,
something I thought was kind of crazy is the Na'vi that has his arms to the back of Neytiri, straight to her left. It just reminded me of Sute. I mean, you can't tell that really from the art, but just the facial structure just kind of gave me Sute vibes.
Yeah. Especially, what was he, the one that just came up, Akwe? He's like, I will fly with you, brother. I was like, no, Sute.
Yeah. Even though I'm leader of the Dire Horse clan, I will fly with you.
Should have been like, I will ride with you, brother.
Yeah, I think they kind of missed one there, but
But
Another
yeah,
absolutely beautiful panel right here. It's a little hard to tell with the poor quality of our photos, but these pages look awesome in hand.
yeah, you're slacking, Drew. Come on, everybody in the chat, Drew. Come on, better pictures, please. For volume 2, we'll try to figure something out. Maybe I don't know, just getting them a little better or something. But just
Yeah, I could definitely take better ones.
I'm glad you guys at least were able to bear with us for these here for volume 1, just because we were a little behind. We're like, we got to get through this before volume 2 is upon us, and we're really behind. So, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, NetTheYam lets Jake know. Yeah, he told me to get the kids, but they're gone. So the kids are gone, and now we're like seeing what the kids are doing. So it looks like they went to the battlefield where you're seeing a lot of the old vehicles from the war. So here's Loak. Check it out. Spider's like, whoa. And Took is like, is this the battlefield? Yes, Tuk. This is what they mean by war. And she's like, we shouldn't be here. The way I read it in my head, it was like the Neytiri one from the first movie. We should not be here. But
Ooh, I like that.
And Loak, don't be a baby, Took, or the Taruk will get you. I'm going up there. The Taruk? Me too, bro, which is Spider. And then Kiri is like, are you crazy? What if it all comes crashing down? And then, let's see. So you have Loak. No way. It's been up there for like 100 years. And this one's very interesting. I actually just caught it, doing another read through before we started. 14, Spider says. So Loak's like, 14 years, and think of the stuff we'll find. So very interestingly, I texted you, I was like, oh, wait. We do get a confirmation of how many years, or, when this starts in relation to the first movie. It's 14 years later. And we know, I don't know if it's widely put out there, but Avatar 2 is 15 years after the events of Avatar 1, right?
Yeah.
So
that was confirmed by Joshua Izzo from Lightstorm.
Shout out to Joshua Izzo. But yeah, so there we go, because we kind of have brainstormed in the past. We're like, is this going to start maybe 2 years before the events of Avatar 2? And that, that way the events that we see in these 3 volumes will lead into that. Some time will pass. But at least we do get a confirmation. It starts 1 year before Avatar 2. So there's 1 year of time. So basically the humans arrived a year before Avatar 2 started. So for a lot of people that are like, how did they, build a lot of Bridgehead City already? So basically, it's been a year, So basically, what we see by the time of Avatar 2 is 1 year's worth of construction. And like we mentioned in the past, they're talking a lot about like what's it called? 3D printing, and they could have brought some modular pieces, in order to build it faster. So,
which kind of leads me to believe that by the end of Volume 3, we'll have gone through basically a year and be right at the time of Avatar 2 starting.
Exactly, because it does say that one leads straight into it. So for it to believe it, then it will literally lead right into the beginning of Avatar 2. So, all right, I'll just finish reading this page. Tuk is like, the Taruk will eat us. Calm down, Tuk. The Taruk's not eating anybody. The boys are just being jerks. Spider's like, so cool. Loak's, too bad this thing can't still fly. My dad would flip. He's gonna flip anyway. We shouldn't be here. The council's ending soon. And you want to get this next page?
You worry too much. She's right, though. I gotta change my air soon. Creak. Come on, Took. Let's pay our respects to the Ikran. Look at that. This thing was made for me. Do you think the guns still work? We see you, fallen sister. We brought flowers. Should we bury her? Oh, Took, that's sweet. But no. See all these vines? The Great Mother has already embraced her. Fire all missiles. Oh, man. The boys up there acting like fools. And
it's like literally the stereotypical, like, it's how I think the girls would act. And it's literally how like, you know, even at that age as a teenager, how I would act with my my friends. Fire all missiles.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, they're down there being respectful to the place.
Oh man. All right, I'll get the next one. Spider says, air is getting low. I gotta get the spare for my saddlebag. What do you think is back there? I'm gonna take a quick look. And then I guess it starts to basically fall down. Oh no! Now I'm looking at it. It even disturbed the bones of the banshee that they were trying to pay their respects to. Oh man! And then we get. Let's see. So Kiri says, "Awa, protect us," and she's grabbing a hold of the vines. Took is holding on. It crashes down. The dire horses are spooked. So now their rides are gone because those are their dire horses that they rode there. Basically, there you go. You see it. Bro, you okay? Kiri took. We killed him. I don't think so. Not yet. Help. And so they're up there on the vines. Looks like he got a flare gun?
Yeah, looks like Loak found a flare gun in the back of that Samson before it crashed down and almost killed everybody.
Here you go. You got this one.
Wait, we'll come down. Tee. Great Mother. Cool. Thank you, little sister. What, was I doing something weird again? Kinda.
All right, so here we got to pause really quick. Okay, so let's go back to... So right there, it's probably hard to see, guys, but in that bottom left one, does it... I'm like, how did you interpret this? Were they just coming down from the vines, or I see kind of like a little aura around them, or is that just the way the artist did it so that we don't get them to blend into the dark background?
See, at first I thought it was an aura, and then I kind of changed my mind and think they did it just so they wouldn't blend into the background, because several of them have it on the page beside it, or on the panel beside it. But apart from that, we don't really see anything that would show us.
Well, then the only other thing is right here, because the reason why I also thought that was because when you go right here, she says, "What, was I doing something weird again?" So that's why I thought, I was like, was she using powers? Because he does say kinda. So unless it was... Right? Because I'm like, what would she be referring to that was kind of weird? Like, they were just paying their respects to the Ikran, and then basically the Samson just crashed down. Or that's what it was, right? Samson, not a scorpion.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So, do you know what she would be referring to if it wasn't something like powers?
I don't, because I don't feel like we really see anything. Maybe that is the aura. But
help us in the chat, bro.
It's a little confusing.
Let's see. So some guy says it's just stylized so they pop out from the background. Becoming Navi says Kiri's eyes are glowing, I'm pretty sure. Looking at the hard copy right now, and it looks intentional.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Charlie Wood. It seemed like she was talking to the vines because the only other part, which it could have been that she was talking to Took right there, because first in the previous pages she did say like Awa protect us as she was like grabbing onto the vines. Maybe it like strengthened the vines to make sure they didn't snap and they didn't fall. So maybe that's what that kind of did. But then right here when she says thank you, little sister, I'm like, was she referring to Took? Because Took's going to Netayam, or I mean Loak down there. So I'm like, what did she do? Because really from that panel to the other one, it didn't really look like Neytiri did anything, right? So who was she saying little sister?
That's a good point. And when I've read it, I just assumed she was speaking to Took because, Took is literally her little sister. But as you said, Took didn't do anything.
Sunflower's like, what's going on?
So maybe she's referring to the vine as her little sister? I mean, I don't know.
Because, in previous pages, Jake referred to the new tree as, didn't he refer to as like their big brother?
Yeah.
So I guess she could be talking to just like the vines or the vine and saying thank you, little sister, like to the vine. And then so she had to have done something, because then like that she turns to Loak and she's like, was I doing something weird again? So I don't know. That's where I was like kind of confused for a second. That's why I did think, but you see right here too, she has like an aura. So that's just because, they just stick out from the dark background. But I think something did happen between like her talking to the vines when saying Awa protect us and then thanking the vine. You know what I mean? So something did happen.
It definitely does seem that way. So like when they fell, I mean the vines, they got tangled up. They both got tangled up. So I'm gonna assume that her asking Awa to help them maybe help the vines catch them. But as far as what we can really see, yeah, I'm gonna go with I believe Charlie Wood said it. The eyes are glowing. Apart from that, I don't think it's really showing us too much to go off of to see anything like crazy.
Okay.
What do you think, Jerry?
I don't know. So I think something did happen. It's just with how they have done everything, because they also just did what looks like an aura just to kind of help them not, blend into the dark background. It's kind of hard to tell what is going on, but I think you're right, because looking back, let's see if I can go back for the viewers as well. I forget where it was. Let's see here. Right here. When she says Awa protect us, because Took doesn't even have a vine down there. And somehow she ended up with vines. And even like tangled up in the vines, like you said, So I think she did, Awa did help them, gave them the vines, and then maybe even wrapped them up in the vines so that they didn't fall. And that's probably what happened, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something, and that would kind of make sense why, she's like, what, was I doing something weird again? And he said kinda. So it wasn't anything like insane happened, but probably from their point of view, you guys should have fallen and hit in the ground, but the vines caught you, so that could kind of explain why he's like kinda.
Yeah, and it seems like it's something that has recurred over and over in the past, because she's like, did I do something weird again? So she's maybe has had many instances like growing up where, they consider it weird. She either just has, it just seems like a strange connection, like a stronger connection with Awa, and then just like everything around them. So there you go, guys. Got something.
And it could be, as we go on farther to this and actually learn what Kiri does, it might make a little bit more sense in the future.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Here we go. You scound, you almost killed us. I know. We're sorry, Kiri. And then Neytiri says, I want to go home. Me too, but the horses are gone. Thanks to these scouts and our comms. We'll have to walk. What's that noise? And then you just get a lot of beeping. Guys, we're in trouble. So, oh, jeez, I forgot I didn't even.
You are not keeping the pages caught up, Jerry.
Sorry, I tried to read off the screen, but earlier, like, it really stumped me. You had to step in, so I started to read off the book. But yeah, you're right. I forgot. I apologize, guys.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time, but I'm reading off the book as well. Some of the pages are hard to make out.
But I'll let them see this a little bit. So it's them talking up there, and then yeah, he starts to realize something's going on with the mask and everything. He did say before that he was running low on air, so. And then I'll let you get the next two.
Got some more of that wild 80s rock hair for Jake here. And then we're also continuing from the last page. I'm almost out of air, which is what Spider was saying.
Yeah.
And then we have Jake. Loak, Kiri, you copy? Why the hell are they off comms? That's rule number 1. Jake, children do not always obey parents. They are here somewhere. Loak was asking about the battlefield. Maybe. And then we see the dire horse show up, panting. Thanator? These are scrapes, not claw marks. This is Loak's bag. And Spider's mask. All of his spares are here. Why didn't you stop him? I didn't think he meant it. Anger can wait. We will follow the Peely's blood. Okay, Netiam. You take this guy. Your mom and I are going to follow the trail. Norm, I need you and I'm gonna butcher this word. Mingia? I don't know. Up in the Samson. You want to take a shot at that word there for me, Jerry?
I was like, I don't know if you have to say every letter, so it's either Minxia or I don't know. I don't know which one's silent, the G or the X. So
I know the X is silent. It denotes something, but I don't know what.
So then just like Mingia, something like that.
Right, it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, he said he looks like he's saying it really easy.
But hey, I mean, good on Neytiri immediately realizing, kind of it was scrapes, not claw marks, not a Thanator.
Yeah, that it's not. Yeah, it wasn't a Thanator. So
where's McCosker? He needs to know about Spider. On it, everyone on comms. Let's bring them home. I want to go home. Come on, it's this way. And then we have Spider gasping for air. I think it's through here. We're fine. With Kiri saying, I told you so. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead. I was just turning the page.
Oh, crap. I'm so sorry, Spider. We've got to go around. Ha, you're killing me. Gasp. Here. Loak, where are you? Spider's got to be pretty low on air. He'll wish he ran out when I get a hold of him. There's old McCosker being...
I'm about to say, there's McCosker. I was like, we don't even need to show the previous pages. I think in the rest of this this finale, I was like, yeah, we can get his personality right quick.
That just for men he uses in his mustache, though. It's working good. This
man.
way. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Samson 2-1. I've got a visual on you. Run a pattern north of your position. Copy that. Crisscrossing your path. This isn't the right path. Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. No, you can go ahead. You can do that page, and then I'll do the next ones.
This isn't the right path. No, I thought it would be quicker. Dad's going to kill us if we don't die out here. Are we all going to die or just Spider? And then we've got Kiri grabbing a vine. We can swing across.
Uh-oh, there
Jerry,
she
I'll
goes
let you
again.
take it from here, buddy.
Yeah. Those aren't strong enough. He's dying. I'll be back with help. I promise. Kiri! No! And then, doesn't look like it worked this time. It starts to snap. And then you get... they're looking for them. They find the Samson, the one that fell down. Kiri, Loak, Tuktiri. They're not here. Nor here. Thank the mother. Jake, where are our babies? Nethayam shows up. Let's see. Are they here? Not anymore. Fly a spiral pattern. We'll find them. Husband, this way. And let me update the page to show them. So that's Nethayam showing up. They're looking at the ground. And she finds like a little trail. And then I guess Kiri fell down. So they're like, she's not moving. I know, it's okay. I just got to think. And then Spider's like, Kiri, no. But, what's that? Cut it out, Tuck. This is serious. Bro. And then they're still shouting, Loak. Whoa, what happened here?
I was going to say, I think we...
Drew, please stop messing up, please.
Sorry. So sorry.
And then looking at that flare gun, it's like, this better work. Don't. We're right. I found it in the tail of the Samson took. I could kiss you. Oh, yeah. And then she's like, don't. And he's like, this better work. So then that's the panel that came up. So he uses the flare gun. And now Nethayam sees it. And I kind of zoomed in on that speech bubble for anybody that couldn't see it. He says, got them about a click east of you, Dad. So he's like, what the hell were you thinking? You took your sisters to a battlefield? It was my fault too, Mr. Sully. We all... And then, man, this this little exchange here. And Neytiri says, yes, your fault. Always your fault. This is a place of death, but you think you can go anywhere, do anything, like all sky people. You stay away from my daughter. You will never see her again. And then Jake's like, easy. Man.
Neytiri's not feeling those humans, man.
Yeah. You want to get these right here?
Sure. Miles, get your tail in here. You've caused enough. You're not my dad. Kiri, Took, Loak are all of the family I've got left. Because of you and your war. Which Spider is saying to Neytiri. Our war. Go ahead.
And right there, I found it very interesting. He also didn't name Nethayam. He only named Kiri, Took, and Loak. I was like, huh. I thought they got along.
Well, it kind of feels like maybe with Nethayam being a little bit older, and I mean, now he's even participating with the Eloacton meetings and such. Maybe he's a little bit separated from the kids. Like he's kind of in that in-between stage where he's not fully an adult, but he's not really a kid anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure he's closer with them.
He just hasn't had time to form that bond like he has with the other ones because they're all kind of just hanging out.
Right.
And we did see that picture that they released, you know, that he's the one he broke down that scene, that it's early, very early in the movie. And you do see it's, you know, Jake, Neytiri, and then Nethayam flying with them. So So yeah, like you said, it looks like he's in the in between stage where he's doing more of like the adult stuff, and that's probably where the few descriptions we have had of him, it's like, he feels like he just has this huge responsibility. He's trying to live up, to be the hero. Basically, like really trying to be the one that's following in his dad's footsteps, like just trying to fill that role. So we'll see how that plays out.
Absolutely. Neytiri goes on to say, "Our war. It was your sky people who brought war. They attacked us." "Yeah, they did. Not me. I was just born here, just like you. Not you, but your people. I know my parents were the bad guys, but I'm not them."
No. Oh, Drew, you did not upload the next panel.
Oh my god! And this is the best panel ever. No, it's just Jake talking to Neytiri. Jake has his hands outstretched. "We know, Spider. Let's get everyone back home."
And then I do have
And
the ones
then
after the bottom part of
there's
that.
one more panel. Jake is standing there. It looks like Norm comes out and says, "Jake, we got a message from the flagship. There's going to be a message from their CO at 1300 hours." So it's just a picture of Jake's back talking to, I believe, Norm in human form.
Yeah, that looks like Norman in human form and just says, well, gather the troops. So we're going to listen to this message from the commanding officer. And that's where it gets kind of interesting, too.
Absolutely love that first shot there, too.
Oh, yeah. Once again, like throughout this whole volume, all like the different ones like that we mentioned before, the sunsets, sundown, just this one right here. And mostly they're always like the flying ones like that, too. Yeah, those are like my favorite. They turned out so good.
"I'm General Francis Ardmore, commander of the Joint Expeditionary Task Force. I'm addressing those who are illegally occupying the Hell's Gate facility. Your crimes are acts of terrorism under solar unity law and will be punished as such. Terrorism carries a mandatory sentence of death. However, I will make the following offer once and once only. Surrender and turn over Hell's Gate intact, and you will be granted amnesty. Charles Stringer, RDA. Look, we didn't come 26 trillion miles to fight a war or run a prison. You're a hell of a lot more valuable as employees than inmates. So anyone who assists in the peaceful return of RDA authority on Pandora will be granted amnesty and restored to full pay, with back pay and bonuses."
And very quickly, I find it interesting that when she first addresses, I'll go back really quick. She says, "I'm the commander of the Joint Expeditionary Task Force." Not even really saying like, so it's really not the RDA really, because that's only this other gentleman right here was just kind of like a representative of the RDA. So basically, this seems like it might even be more than just the RDA. It could be encompassing other ones since it's a joint expeditionary task force. So it could be multiple of them put together,
Absolutely. It's kind of interesting. Sorry, I'm handling the chat here. We've got sexchat69.site leaving messages for everybody.
Oh, here, let me go. There you go. They're gone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to know how exactly they tie in together. Are they all under the RDA umbrella? Is there like straight up different factions, or how that exactly works?
Yeah, I don't know. That was just the first time I'd heard about it, so I thought it was like pretty interesting. But I guess it goes along with the. There was a picture that we first got of Eddie Falco as Ardmore, and then there's the what's that gentleman that he played the. He's played a couple roles. In the first one, he was like the one driving the machine, the bulldozer thing.
Kevin Dorman.
Yeah, because then on his sleeve he had like an interesting badge that we haven't seen really repeated yet in official materials, and it kind of looked like that. It was like different colors, so I guess it was like the joint one, like the badge for the joint, like what she just referenced.
Okay,
so
that would
that,
be.
yeah, so maybe that was it.
As when we saw her when we were covering her in the last episode, her instructions were for a team to go kill Jake Sully. So
Yeah.
she wears different hats, it would seem.
And then I'll finish it off here. You've got my word on that. But make no mistake, if you resist, I will kill you all. You people are a long way from Earth. I beg you, with tears in my eyes, do not test me on this. Man, she means business, bro. And transmission. And Jake says, somebody get the lights. And immediately, we have the humans that remained here on the Hell's Gate. 10 ships. We need to consider it. Kill us all? We can't win. Jake's raging again. We stick to the plan. We hit them as soon as they make orbit. And here's here's McCosker down there. And what if it doesn't work? We go to plan B. We level this base and fight from the hills. Whatever they build, we destroy. Hit them till it hurts, till it costs so much, they just stop coming. Look around you, Jake. We're not guerrilla fighters. And I believe this is Norm who says, speak for yourself. I'm speaking for our families. Your plan B means our kids wear breathing masks the rest of their lives. We don't all have an avatar escape hatch. And that's interesting there because we've discussed before of like maybe they were able to make other avatars, ever since, like in the years since.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't really look like it.
Man, and I feel for these people too. They've been living there for 14 years, and they have no help of getting avatars, as we see. Plus, they have to use masks or stay indoors. Like that's a rough life, even if you believe in what you're doing. So, with the option of possibly being able to reintegrate into a human society, so to speak,
yeah,
that would be tempting.
And that's already kind of shades of what we discussed. We could see more of in the sequels with like not really having people that fully are in line with what the RDA or whatever it's called, the Joint Expeditionary Task Force, whatever. But they feel like they have no choice. You see what I mean? So you might, have these gray areas where I feel like out of the couple there between McCosker and her, I feel she's more genuine. Like she would love to, stay with Jake and all that, and that's what she would love to do. But like you said, it's just very difficult. It's not an easy thing to ask. But I bet you McCosker is like, nah, we're going back.
McCosker wanted to go back on day one.
Oh my god. On day one. He didn't even want to stay behind, man.
No.
All right, let me finish it off here. Somebody says, what about a treaty? Jake says, they'll break any treaty they make. They used up their world, and now they want ours. We should take a vote. Anybody who wants to surrender, put your names in here. I'll leave you a module, Hab 6. Everything else gets torched. Whoever's with me, the evacuation starts now. And it looks like Norm says, here's the list. It's over half. Neytiri says, Sky people will always break their word. They're just scared. They're not warriors.
What in the world is Norm wearing there? He's always rocking the vest and the hat, usually. But now we're going like half not V on the bottom. Like,
oh my god. It's crazy, man. We've gone from he's gone through like 4 outfits. We've seen him with pants, red shirt, and the vest with no hat, to hat, vest, no shirt but pants. And now we're hat, vest, no undershirt, and no pants. It's like he's logging in every day into a video game, and he's just like, it just lets it kind of just randomly choose what he's wearing, and it's like, come on, let's just go.
Yeah, this is just volume 1. I really would like to know like what the reasoning was behind him changing so often.
And I hope that it just becomes a trend throughout the next 2 volumes, that they just keep changing Norm's outfit every single time. It's like panel by panel almost. It's insane. Here, let me quickly upload. For some reason, it didn't really do it the first time. But here we go. Here's the final panel, or the final couple panels of volume 1. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. Jake says, how much time have we got? Norm says they're going to hit orbit in 26 hours. So Jake says, everything I know says hit them before they reach the ground. Our one chance to stop this war before it starts. Before our sons are old enough to fight. And that's the end of chapter 1. And we just have this little preview page at the end of the book that just says, the saga continues in space. Volume 2 on sale November 2022, guys. Okay, not January like it is now.
I actually I had an email this morning that volume 3 has been updated.
What has it been updated to?
Let me pull it up. It was shortly after volume 2.
Oh, okay.
So volume 2 was updated to Thursday, January 12th for retail.
God. That's crazy. I just saw January 2 say, January 2, volume 2 say January 10th. So now it's the 12th?
Yeah, it's...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Even the new graphic I was working on is already outdated. You know what? So, there we go, guys. Disregard everything in the columns that says retail and digital. Those are all TBD, or whenever they, feel like releasing those to the mass public. So really only focus here on the comic shops. So we finished volume 1. We're gonna start our read through of volume 2 the following day after its release on November 30th, which would be Thursday, December 1st. And we're probably gonna have 2 or 3 parts of that. Might have to be within those 7 days, because we're gonna start our read through of volume 3 the very next week on that Thursday, the day after release, December 8th. And basically go through that probably in 2 to 3 parts. And that leads us straight into Avatar: The Way of Water.
And looking on actual Amazon.com, not just the email they sent me this morning, it is currently showing the High Ground Volume 2 and 3 both releasing on January the 10th.
I told you I had seen January 10th somewhere.
Yeah.
So guys, we can't really tell you when the actual retail is. Hopefully you guys have comic shops or you can order, call some up around you. If not, I hope you enjoy kind of going through them with us. Let's see here. So here we go. Volume 2 is finally going to be the battle. So we didn't really get a first battle here with the RDA or the other humans, yet, but it's coming now in Volume 2. So that should be an awesome one. Just the training alone, we were saying that looked really cool, like the 0G, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see what happens. It's going to be wild.
So yeah, I'm excited. So what do you guys think in the chat? Like, Sunflower says this is getting so stressful. Is that the release stage or the story?
Yeah, I was kind of zoning out there because I was reading the chat, actually. It really is. Those release dates are just beyond ridiculous.
Oh, but they say what a way to end it. No, but really, what a cliffhanger way to end it. Powerful statement from Ardmore. So really, she's gonna mean business, man. Like, because we haven't seen her in any trailers. We've only seen a couple behind the scenes pictures. We know who the actor is. We've seen her in character, but we've never seen any footage. So pretty much this is our first introduction to her, and right off the bat, man, she's like no messing around.
Hey, and Link's Cat 1 brings up a question. Could you guys react to the newest footage of Neytiri and Jake as a family? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions upon it. I don't know what footage you're talking about, Links. I think you were talking about it earlier in the chat, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, I could have missed it. I was putting the, all these panels together earlier today. I had only seen the information on the opening weekend, and then I saw that Mercedes-Benz ad, but
Okay.
Yeah, put in the chat if you have any more information on that.
Looks like Bailey sent me a link of it, so we'll have to watch that and talk about that. I'm not sure if there's any way to play it within this live stream tonight, but I don't know how that works. Jerry?
Let's see here. Probably not tonight, but we can. Me and you can basically just make a video on it and have it up, soon on the channel. So we can kind of just do that. But let's see. Let me see if I can get it to work. Let me see here. Did this just come out like right now? Because even just a few hours ago, I was looking online and I hadn't seen anything about that.
The link that Bailey sent me, it was posted 7 days ago, but it actually only has 240 views.
What the heck? 7 days ago?
Yeah.
Huh. Let's see.
Yeah, I've just only I'm sending you a link now, Jerry. I've only briefly seen it. It looks like it's possibly about a charity working with some special needs kids tied in with Avatar. Kind of cool.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Thanks for sharing that with us, by the way, Link's Cat. I can't believe that's been out 7 days.
Yeah, it's the first time I hear about it. There was something that I was discussing with Drew that we wanted to do in case things like that break. We wanted to put together some kind of website or some kind of page. I mean, where you can visit a website and kind of like leave any topics you guys would want us to cover like that, and that means in upcoming episodes after that we would be able to look through that, kind of be like, hey, this person sent this in and let's talk about it. So things like that. So we'll try to put something together like that, and that which can be accessible 24/7. So in case you guys do come across something, you guys would be able to kind of like enter it there and let us know.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to cover that more, even if you can't get it going right now. Linkscat said it's a charity. They're selling limited pins. All proceeds go to the charity, and that she bought one immediately from their website. So, yeah, absolutely. If there's a way we can promote something that's helping out special needs kids that's tied in with Avatar,
Yeah, for
count me in.
sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that one's awesome. Yeah, I doesn't look like I'll be able to bring it up right now, but
If nothing else, we can make a video on it and post it later.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys, that was volume 1 of Avatar: The High Ground. What are some like big, standouts from this first volume for you guys? Like, start posting them in there. Maybe some revelations. Probably the number one the revelation is the parents of Spider, right? That's probably the biggest revelation there. Um, but I mean, pretty off the top of my head, I can think Spider's origins, uh, seemingly teasing even more that connection Kiri has, that that she does something weird. Uh, we get the confirmation it's 14 years after the original movie and a year before the events of the second one. And we get the stance of the humans have arrived, basically what their uh, plan is, and Jake's plan to counter that, to basically like that take the high ground. And so I can't wait to see all that play out in the second volume. Obviously, doesn't look like things are going to go according to plan, but it's still going to be great to see what that looks like. And we do get a new artist with every volume, so that's also going to be interesting to see like a different, artist's vision and take on these characters and the story. So that'll be cool to see just kind of evolve volume to volume.
And something that I've been looking at while you were speaking, Jerry, going back to what Links had said, I found those Avatar pins, and they're only $3.50. The proceeds from the pins benefit variety programs that provide life-changing equipment, services, and experiences to children who live with special needs who are disadvantaged. Free shipping. So I'll post that link up. If anybody wants to check that out, buy a pin, help support some kiddos.
Yeah, of course. Send me a picture of those pins if you can, or did you find those like on a website or something?
Yeah, I just posted the link actually in the live chat there.
Okay.
I love seeing any IP support good causes, or really any cause that the filmmakers or anyone working on the film is into. I mean, you can't go wrong supporting kids.
Oh wait. Some guy in the chat says that the jumpsuit, remember that skeleton in the Samson, that it said Socorro on it?
Really? I did not catch that.
Let me go back and see if I could bring that up really quick, unless they were... Because I was thinking that too. I was kind of like, could potentially this be somebody that we know, Trudy, or even his mom, because she was a pilot. Let me see if I can find that one. No, you can't. I mean, some guy. Are you just pulling our chain? Yeah, you can't even see a badge on that.
He made you look though, didn't he?
Oh man, some guy. Christina says that I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. Let me just pull up the comment. Anytime Neytiri treats Spider like that or makes jabs at Sky people, thus undermining Jake to an extent, it makes me like her less. I gotta say, I was like taken aback by her, basically her little rant against Spider, man. That really did take me back when I saw that.
Get him, Neytiri, get him.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
She's not wrong though.
Oh, some guy says, "Oh no, I was saying that would be cool." Oh no, that would be tragic. Spider finding the corpse of his like biological mother. No.
Yeah, arrows still sticking out. That'd be awful.
Oh my god! Because you know he had a poster of her, or a picture at least, you know, on the ceiling, so that he could basically look at her from the top bunk where he was sleeping. So
Yeah, that's weird a little bit that he has that because I have the same thing.
what? Oh yeah, you have a picture of his mom on your wall. Don't tell your wife that, bro. Don't tell your wife.
Kidding.
Oh man. Sunflower says, "Is it true Avatar 2 first screening will be on December 10th?" I believe so. I believe there's a website where you can kind of get information on like premieres and things of that sort. And I believe it got updated, and people have seen that it does say that it's going to be on December 10th. So I believe that's the date that I saw it said. Could be a different one, but I believe that's it. So yeah, you got to watch out, especially when that comes out. You know, all the reactions and everything, because spoilers always come through. So if you're on Twitter, like start muting. Wow, not X-Men. Muting certain words so that they don't come up. You know, like character names, or maybe just stay off of social media if you guys can, especially the last month leading up to it, because it's gonna get pretty crazy. And,
yeah, I thought that was nuts that it's coming out that early, and I really hate it for the reasons you just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, you know, wish it could be like back in the day, at least when I was younger. Pretty much none of that. Like, unless you really talk to somebody that actually saw it, like in person, that you were talking to in person. You know, that's pretty much it. Like, you know, not the way it is now with social media. It's just hard. And nowadays too, like as movies are in production, most of the time, even then, you're already getting spoilers. Like, you know, with Spider-Man, it was like you already knew the other Spider-Men were going to be in the movie, even though they kept denying it. But that's how it is. Unless they kind of shoot indoors, you know, movies nowadays that still shoot like on location and stuff out in the open, pretty much all your spoilers are going to be out, you know. But
yeah, I wish it was a little bit closer, like maybe only a couple days. But it's going to be hard to avoid everything because there's definitely going to be some people putting spoilers out there for 10 days before the rest of us get to see it.
Yeah, because not only that, it does release, I think the earliest market gets it 2 days before the 16th. Even though, I mean, you talked about this, we're not even going to wait till the 16th to see it. So technically, any countdown, it's technically the 15th. We're going to go see it on the 15th, right? Like Thursday instead of Friday. because they have those
Yeah,
like
it'll be those quote unquote,
midnight
midnight
releases
showings.
that just, I mean, for valid reasons, because they legitimate used to be midnight. I believe the last one I actually still saw at midnight was The Dark Knight Rises, but that's when that horrible event happened. The at one of the screenings of that movie.
The shooting.
Yeah, but so ever since then they've kind of been bringing it back and back. Then it was like 9 p.m., then like 7, 6, 5, and now honestly with like recent movies, it's 3 p.m. So technically, it's like it just releases on the 15th instead of the 16th, but we'll still say it's Friday the 16th. But some markets are getting it on the 14th. I don't know if that means they're getting their midnight ones on the 13th, but at least it's going to be on the 14th. So even a day before we can see it, spoilers are going to be out there. So I think I might even disconnect, bro, because I don't want to, even though I have a channel, I think just a few days before I'm gonna have to just kind of go dark for a little bit.
Well, there'll be at least one who says, screw my NDA. I don't care if everybody knows it's me. I went to the premiere on the 6th in London. Here's everything I know. I mean, it happens every time. So
It does.
somebody's going to ruin it. And then, people are going to take bits and quote it. And I mean, there's no way to avoid it being on socials. So I'll probably do the same. It'll probably be a good solid 10 days of 9 or 10 days of nothing. We've been waiting for 13 years. So for me personally, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to have waited that long and spoil it here at the very end.
Exactly. I think what we'll be doing right before it releases, the last things we'll be doing is those probably 3-part going through the High Ground Volume 3. So that'll be the last, story or just Avatar content I do, or we probably both do until we see the movie. And then we are going to have a stream that night, right? Like the actual Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. The 16th.
So for anybody that does see it early on the 16th and wants to join us for that one, we are going to give like our first impressions of the movie. By then I probably would have seen it twice because I am going to see it the day before on the Thursday, like we were talking about. So I think I'll see it Thursday and an early Friday showing. And then in preparation of us talking about it and just kind of hanging out. So, hope some of you guys are there too to kind of, give us basically just have a chat like, hey, we finally made it. We all finally saw the movie. Let's just kind of, talk about what we think about it. It's insane to think that it's not too far away where we're finally going to know like all the secrets of this movie, where right now we still don't know so much, even just going through this volume 1, it keeps giving us more information, yet we still feel like we don't know enough to piece things together.
It's crazy because after we see it, I mean, in some ways we're going to then shift gears and be speculating about Avatar 3, things we saw in Avatar 2, that storylines that maybe didn't finish up, or maybe we didn't get all of what Kiri can do. We're still interested in knowing more of who she is. So it's going to be crazy seeing it and then wanting to know even more about what we just saw.
Yeah, because there are going to be, maybe one of these streams, if we have an in between one or something, but I think we're going to take the next week off, right? The Thanksgiving week. I think we said we're going to take that one off.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So pretty much we're just going to be on high ground for a little bit, but there is that one article. So I might make videos on it, going through more of it. The total film cover story that I feel not a lot of people are covering it. They might not have a copy of the magazine. I did a couple of videos on it. It's where Quaritch confirmed, he was going to transition to Na'vi weapons and forms of travel. But in there, James Cameron does give a quote where he says that there are some things that he couldn't fit into 2 that he actually transitioned into that he's going to transition into 3. So how you were just saying maybe there's some elements. He did say that there are going to be some elements that do carry over to 3 that didn't make it in this time. But just quickly here, covering the comment about the whole Neytiri outburst with Spider, says it's not exactly her fault. Well, I understand both sides, though I do not agree with her actions towards Spider. I understand why she specifically treats him that way, given his theorized parentage. And I think that's it. I think it's mainly her hatred towards, I say more just whoever who his biological father is. I think that's what's driving that more than anything,
Yeah, and I think we even saw at the end of the book that she even kind of saw how harsh she was being once Spider kind of stood up for himself and corrected her, and she kind of stepped down and said, "Not you, but your people." I think she even kind of realized, "Hey, I've taken this a little too far with this kid. I'm taking out all of my frustrations on him."
Exactly.
So I think it was good for Spider to stand up for himself.
I mean, it's crazy to think, even from when we first got told that she seemed kind of distant. But now, like they said, everything just kind of makes sense with, I fully believe his dad is Quaritch. And that just explains it. It explains so much, her, especially if Jake and her know that he's his father, which I believe they do. That's what's driving that more than anything. And then, but at first I think at first glance I was against that idea. It was kind of like one people threw out, but nobody took serious. Like, oh, what if Quaritch is his dad? But now it's like I want to really see that play out. Now that we know how complex and nuanced like the whole arc of Quaritch is going to be, it's going to be now fascinating to see that we've woven in with him realizing, because that's his son, and just how that's going to play out.
And going back to Neytiri, I feel like she has a little bit of a love-hate relationship with the humans, because on one hand, they've taken almost everything from her, home tree, her father, just what they've done to the planet. But on the other hand, they've brought her Jake. They've brought her, and having Jake has brought her new family. So there's just a lot there. There's a lot to unpack, I'm sure. I'm sure if she sat around and thought about it, like, there's just pluses and minuses. I mean, it's kind of that gray area. There's no black or white there.
Exactly. And I'm sure we'll probably get revealed that, she, even though these outbursts took place, and she said what she said multiple times probably throughout the years, we're probably going to get we're going to be filled in that she has cared about him regardless throughout the entire time, most likely. I see that being the case. You know what I mean? Her heart winning out at the end of the day in terms of like love instead of hate. So I think that'll be a cool, revelation, not just for the audience, but I think even for him, because he probably, so many years of just hearing that, like right now, even in this volume, he already thinks like, she wants nothing to do with him. Your mom hates me. She'll kill me. Things of that sort. So,
yeah, so it would be interesting that maybe after this chat right here, and her, I think, seemingly realizing how tough she's been on him, maybe they'll start to develop a closer relationship. Maybe not, but I could see it.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to pull up, because you actually sent me the new picture of the family. So I'm actually getting that ready now to show everybody in the chat in case anybody hasn't seen that new image of them.
While you do that, I'm going to address something. Charlie Wood had a question for me. Did it take long to come up with Sea of Blue as a replacement for sequels? Good question, Charlie. And no, I actually went by Avatar Sea of Blue back in 2012. I created a forum. When one of the larger forums we were a part of at that time was kind of having some difficulties. and going offline. And so I created a forum so Avatar fans would have a place to go, and it was called Avatar Sea of Blue. So that's actually just a throwback to that name. There's a bunch of people known as Avatar sequels throughout the community, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And so I was just kind of trying to move away from that because it's a little bit confusing when there's like 4 or 5 people who go
By the same
by
name.
Avatar sequels and different variations, really.
Exactly. And here we go. I managed to get the picture that Drew sent me put up. And man, that looks awesome. And then let's see here. And that's also a very young version of all the kids as well.
Yeah, I love this.
So that must be little Tuktiri like in her arms, like the baby, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I
So
think
we
we've got Kiri closest to us, right? Maybe? Or is that
think
Kiri in the
so.
back?
I think the one
Or is that
behind.
Nithyan?
I think Netayam is the one behind Jake. I think closest to us. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm between Loak and Kiri on the one closest to us, like you were saying. I'm between that. But yeah, more flashbacks confirmed with basically through the years. Now we even have like a baby Tuktiri confirmed right there. Dude, I love this picture. That's awesome. And this part of that thing that you said was out for 7 days?
Yeah, that was I just took a quick screenshot of
That's
that image
great.
on there.
That's awesome.
A big happy family because Spider's not there to ruin it.
I was about to say.
Boom.
Neytiri is smiling. She's like, thank God. He's with the McCoskers right now.
Then Spider shows up.
He's over there laying in his bed, just staring at the ceiling. Oh no.
Dreaming of mom.
Oh man. Man. Now I really feel for Spider, bro. Now I really do. He's had a really rough go if you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean he's in a rough spot, and I really can't blame Neytiri for the way she feels about him, even though it's not his fault at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know what? Let's see here. Some guy says Loak is under Jake's arm, and that does make sense. Somebody also said you can count the fingers. But it makes sense because the ones that look the oldest is the one behind Jake, so that's Netayam. And also Kiri, because we got to remember she's kind of should be very similar in age to Netayam, right?
Yeah, and Netayam there you can tell is the one that he was teaching to bow hunt or like the fish when they were shooting into the water, so that's pretty cool.
Exactly. And Charlie Wood says he's most interested in seeing Spider's story play out. Yeah, me too now, especially I think still the one that I believe I'm gonna enjoy the most, like the side story, is gonna be the like Loak and just how taken he is with the ocean setting and just everything going on with him and the bonding with the outcast Tulkun and all that. But man, there's so many like other story threads going in. Like there's the whole Kiri aspect, there's the spider aspect. Almost all of them we have. Besides 2, we don't really obviously we don't know much about the youngest one, Tuktiri, what she's all about. And then Netayam 2 is the other one, like we know, like he's there. We even see it in volume 1. You know, he's trying to kind of just be the next Jake. Like he feels he probably has that pressure. But other than that, we don't know very much about him. I really hope nobody in this immediate Sully family dies in this second movie. I really hope not.
Yeah, that'd be rough. I know there's tons of theories saying different people die, but I don't want to see any of them die yet either. I want to learn more about them. You don't get much of an opportunity to develop a character. I don't know. I guess if done tastefully, like, I'm not saying this will happen, but if, say, Spider dies saving Neytiri or something, I mean, it could be done. Could be done right, but I don't want to see any of them die. That's just going to upset fans of that character.
Yeah. See, Charlie Wood has a point, but also Sunflower, the most recent comments, because put up Charlie Wood. He says, Netayam is going to die. He's been featured so little. And if one were to ask me, like, if you had to say somebody in the Sully family, who would you say would die? I think that is the one I would say, just because he seems the one most honor bound. So it could be like you were even saying something like a sacrificial to save somebody else. Basically he's trying to be the hero. We heard of the quote. He could possibly die the hero. You know what I mean? In saving somebody. But Sunflower has a point as well where it says Netayam needs his own story, and I hope that's the one that actually plays out. Because I can see the first one being the case if one of them did, that it would be Netayam. Because I feel he is going to be featured a lot. Because we've already seen like that he's the one that's with his parents the most. The movie's going to open, him flying with them. So it could be teasing like, oh, you're seeing a lot of him early on. Because usually something tragic is going to happen later on. But I would love for him to have his own story and maybe him gravitate to a different region or something else, you know what I mean, from another sequel.
Yeah, and even if you take out the fact that he hasn't been featured very much, I would also choose Netayam. Not that I want him to die, but that's who, if I had to put money on someone dying, that's who it would be from the Sully family. I think more for the reason that, what is it, 3 or 4 are supposed to be named the Tulkun rider? And that's
4.
We think it's going to be Loak. I mean, there's no reason to think it'd be anybody else at this point. So it just seems odd that maybe he would be taking such a big piece of the mantle, whereas why wouldn't the elder brother be stepping into that role? So that would be why I would think maybe something would happen to him, but there's no telling.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Plus
and here's the interesting. They're telling us Brianna would cry, and actually, we've missed her today in the chat. Right? Has she been here at all, or she was?
I haven't seen her.
Oh no, because she's always been in all of them, but so she's been missed in this one for sure.
Yeah, we literally can't end this until she shows up. So.
Oh man. Farai says, I think that Tonowari will die in Avatar 2, then Loak will be the leader of the Water Tribe. See that right there, if when somebody asks me right now, who do I think I say it's not anybody in the immediate Sully family. For me, that even includes Spider. I think it's gonna be a secondary character, like somebody from the Metkayina that we enjoy throughout the movie, like that. Somebody like a Tonowari, an important character, but not an immediate Sully family member, or even See, I know people are saying like Moat and things like that, but I really think we're just not really gonna touch on the Metkayina much in this movie. I think early on we're gonna leave, and I think that's gonna be the end of pretty much seeing them for the remainder of the movie up until maybe the end if they go back to them in the end. But I think if in that one picture we brought up before of him kind of looking with that paint, looking at maybe like a funeral pyre in front of him, I think maybe a Metkayina tribe member, but I don't know. I just don't think anybody in the immediate Sully family, or at least that's what I hope. But this Loak will be the leader of the Water Tribe. I think I've said it before. My theory is that he will be a future leader of the Water Tribe or the Metkayina for sure. I think it'll be him and Tsireya as the Sahik. Like, he's gonna basically bond really well with the sea and the Tulkun and everything. Where I think this is where he's going to choose to basically live. I don't really think he's going to continue to go with them to other regions. What do you think?
I mean, from what little we know so far, I think that's a great theory, honestly. Because, I mean, if he is the Tulkun writer, like, again, like we said, we have no reason to think he wouldn't be. Plus, we've got him on the poster with Tsireya. Like, they're really setting those two up to be major players going forward. So, man, I have to agree completely. I don't think he's going to leave the Metkayina people, at least anytime soon.
Yeah, not anytime soon. Yeah, not like by the end of 2 or 3. The first time we're really confirmed to have a time jump is early on in 4, which is a 6-year time jump. So if anything, maybe in 4, and that is the movie called the Tulkun Rider. So that could be his movie where, that does happen, And Charlie Wood says, Brianna hates it when you don't get to the next panel soon enough. I remember the last stream. She was just like, come on, just next page, please.
Don't take any timeouts. Just keep it rolling.
Quit talking.
Which I'd be the same way if I didn't have the book in hand and I was following along. Like, come on, guys. Let's get this show on the road.
But, all right. I think we're going to end it here. And for people asking, I think I saw somebody ask before. It was probably Christina, I think. When are we doing the next stream? So we're going to take next week off. We usually do it every Friday. And sometime in between the week when we're either covering, like we had to do multiple parts to the volume, or, some big news dropped. I believe the last time we did one in the middle of the week was like the official trailer dropped, and we kind of gave our thoughts on that. But usually it's for sure every Friday, but we are going to take next week off because here in the US, it's Thanksgiving weekend. So we're just going to spend time with our families. But we are going to return the following week on Thursday to start volume 2 of the High Ground, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, who knows what could happen between now and Thanksgiving? Like maybe something awesome is going to pop up. Me and Jerry will, out of the blue, have a impromptu episode or something some evening. So, I mean, there's no guarantee that you guys won't see us, but our intentions aren't to have next Friday's show. Just take a week off, enjoy it, and then pick back up the following week.
Yeah, because the weeks after that, you guys will be hopefully tuned in with us for about 3 weeks straight, multiple times a week, getting through probably 3 parts of volume 2, 3 parts of volume 3, and then the movie itself the week after that. So let's at least take a breather now this upcoming week, because it's really going to be basically new Avatar story, boom, 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 like 3 weeks in a row. So that's going to be crazy, man. Just this first volume already seems like a meaty portion of a movie. So it's crazy that we still have another like 170, 180 odd pages that was still going to comprise just one movie. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, and I know we've only made it through volume 1, but man, it's pretty crazy that James Cameron fleshed out the script to this degree, and it's as good as it is, and yet they decided to do something different. So I'm going to say Avatar 2 is going to be pretty awesome.
I agree. And
I would not have been upset at all from what I've seen from the High Ground if this was Avatar 2.
Yeah. I mean, I think now that we see what we are going to get from the Way of Water, I'm just like so eager to, because it looks so beautiful, man, like all the pictures and everything. But I think, you give this like this quality right here to some of the panels that we got in volume 1, and it would have said the same thing. It would have been some of the panels that were already beautiful. It just would have been like next level, like this, like fully, millions of dollars invested in the CG with the proper time given to Weta and everything. So, but I am going to love to go on vacation in a way, at least for 3 hours, to the oceans of the Metkayina. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's
And I
one
think the
thing I'm
world
not
needs
for
it.
sure. That's one thing I'm not for sure about when we do that podcast on the 16th. So are we going to be spoiler free, or are we diving right in?
Um, we could always do first portion of it spoiler free, and then be like, all right, from here on out, tune out if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back. We could always do that, or we'll figure that out. But yeah, uh, yeah. Any final? Jaden says spoiler. I mean, I mean, it will be the first day that it's properly out, even though technically the day before you could have seen it then. I assume all of us who are huge Avatar fans are gonna run out to see this the first day that we can, maybe even the second, day, probably the latest, unless you really got life stuff in the way. But yeah, maybe we could experiment like that. We could probably do a spoiler free kind of reaction, and then kind of be like, all right, from here on out, spoilers. So beware, type of thing.
Hey, and a big shout out to Montano Productions. He said a few hours ago he just found out his wife is pregnant, so the film is going to mean more now that I know I have a family on the way. I will watch it as a future father, not just a fan. So awesome, man! Congrats to you and your future family.
Incredible, Montano. Like that's incredible. So happy, and honestly, it does, because Drew and I, like we've mentioned it before, it's gonna be completely different for us because both of us are fathers now, whereas when the first movie came out, we weren't, obviously. So yeah, this whole the whole theme of family is genius, because whether you even have kids or not, you can relate to it because you're a part of a family yourself, parents, siblings. But especially as a parent, you're probably going to be able to really relate to Jake and Neytiri's, story in these sequels, and their motivations and their fears, especially with the kids. So much more if you do have it. So congratulations. That's incredible, and thank you so much for sharing that with everybody here. That's incredible, and so congratulations. I hope everything goes amazing, and I hope you enjoy the movie, and like that you see it with a whole new perspective. So yeah, man, congratulations, and thank you for sharing that with us.
And I've also got to say, don't be like Norm. Don't have like 27 children. Like 2, 3, that's great, but like stop somewhere around there.
Montano said this was fun, and then just keep doing it. Let's stop. I don't know if you want this picture here, if you want already like 4 kids, or if you want 5, but you keep him in the back like Spider, keep him locked up in the back room. But please, no 27. We don't even have room in this single shot. We haven't seen Norm because we can't fit Norm and his family in a single frame. Like, it's just not possible. With the biggest budget, we can't have Weta animate 27 millions of polygons for each of his children to look like photoreal. That's why they're like, we need to scrap Norm, because this guy just went crazy. He has Navi and human kids. Yeah, so
They can't
that
even
is the
keep
real.
track of what he wears. So I mean, he's a tough character.
And that needs to carry over. Everybody, that needs to carry over. If we do see him in the movie, I expect 3 different. I need 3 different outfits throughout the span of the movie for Norm, mix and matching. Oh man.
Well, and we don't really dive into our personal lives on here much, but I actually have 4 wives. 1 is a human, 3 are not V, and I have 18 children between the 4. So I kind of relate with Norm a little bit, except for I don't change clothes like he does. I tend to wear the same clothes for a whole month and then I wash them. But shout out Norm.
Well, we need to get sponsored by MeUndies. So MeUndies, if you're watching, please, at least for Drew, he needs some. I've heard they're super comfortable. So MeUndies, we need that sponsorship, baby.
No undies for me. I just wear vests. That way you know it's me.
Oh man, just whatever Norm was wearing in those final panels at the bottom, send that right over. It's part of your new Avatar collection. So there we go. We've been giving you new product ideas as well.
Perfect.
Sunflower was like, "What are you guys talking about?"
We don't even know.
We don't even know. MeUndies is just a new brand of like super supposedly, obviously we can't afford them. Super comfortable underwear. So
Well, and
yeah,
we can't afford them because we have Avatar toys to buy. Let's be honest.
dude, come on. We got Wave 2. Oh, you already got yours too, huh? You got your 3 of the 7-inch scale. So yeah,
Yeah, I only got the figures. So far, I picked up Tonowari, Neytiri, and Jake from Wave 2. I've passed on the more expensive vehicles and creatures so far. Santa's coming, so you can't get everything that you want right now.
yeah. I got to crudely write the Christmas list. And it's like options 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Santa are Avatar, Avatar, Avatar. Just,
Man, so many great books coming out too. Like, there's just a ton of cool Avatar stuff coming out.
oh yeah, the streams going. We were talking about that. The streams going through the recent or the DK book coming out. Um, that one's gonna be great because we're gonna get a lot of like lore and just background information on even little garments that they're wearing, just like we saw on the Tonowari pages that the movie's not gonna explain to you. So that's gonna be super fun. Diving into that whole book. We already did a stream just going over a few pages. I think that was one. That was our first stream that we did. I think.
Hey, Charlie Wood makes a good point, and I'm kind of feeling the same way. Wondering how I'm going to be able to afford seeing Way of Water more than once next month. I can't be thinking about additional purchases.
Oh, actually, in terms of that, I say it and people are like, "God, shut up! You sound like you're sponsored by AMC." But if anybody has any theater chain around them that does like the membership passes, see, I have AMC theaters here in the US and like near me, and they have one where I pay $20 a month, but I could see up to 12 movies a month. Look at that value. That's like almost a $300 value because it includes any format. So we're talking IMAX, Dolby Cinema, which I think is just basically extra bit of screen aside. For me, it beats IMAX. Anything 3D, regular, standard, everything's included for $20 a month. So I'm gonna see this movie probably 12 times. I'm gonna use up my 3. You get 3 a week every Friday. It like resets, so I can watch three movies every week for So in a month, that's 12 times for $20. So that's how I'm gonna afford all the merchandise and literally only spend just a couple dollars above the price of one single ticket to an IMAX showing to see the movie 12 times. And so if anybody has a theater around them that offers these, really look into them, especially because this is next month, and really take advantage of those. Those are amazing.
Welcome to Exploring Avatar, now sponsored by AMC Theaters.
And MeUndies.
No, I think that's awesome. I don't believe they have that at my local theater, but hey, I think that's cool,
I don't believe that.
For $20 though, that is awesome. I wish my local theater offered something like that. I don't believe they do, but I don't have an AMC here, so I am just out of luck on that. But $20 to see it that many times, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I was like, what's your catch? And they're like, really, bro? There's no catch. And I was like, all right, you now you force me to sound like your sponsor for the rest of time, or like I'm sponsored by you for the rest of time. So until it happens, we'll manifest it. One day, AMC Theaters will sponsor at least me because they say, yeah, we're not near Drew. He lives in the middle of nowhere.
I have to drive to the next closest state to go to an AMC theater. Do they have family plans? Like, how would I go about taking my 18 children and 4 wives?
Yeah, that is an individual, and you still have to pay. They don't offer them for kids, so you do have to pay for your kids. So what you do is just say, you know what? I don't care if you guys want to have a good time. It's a winter break. I don't care. You're staying home. I'm going to go see the movie. I'll let you know how it is, and I'll come back and say, it was all right. That way, they don't even want to go. So that's how you solve that problem. But anyways, I think we're getting way off track here. We're going on way too long than we ever have. But yes, this was our finale to Avatar: The High Ground, Volume 1. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and love our banter afterwards and during it. Any last words, Drew, before we sign out?
Pretty much the same ones I always say, but I truly mean them. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. If it wasn't for you guys tuning in, interacting with us, this wouldn't be near as much fun for me and Jerry to do. But you guys keep it fun. I always have a blast seeing all the stuff you guys are saying. And really, just thanks for tuning in, guys. We've been having a lot of fun. I really love sharing the high ground with you guys. And we'll see you here in probably a couple weeks.
Yeah. And just quickly at the end to answer Charlie Wood asking what the program is called for AMC, they just call it their A-list program. Just like you're an A-list movie star basically. But just kind of ask I think you said yours is the Cinemark Theater. Maybe just ask them if they have some kind of movie membership program where you can kind of, pay one fee and see multiple movies. Because I know different chains started to do it. There was a thing called the Movie Pass, but AMC didn't want to be part of that, so they just created their own. And I'm like, thank you guys for just creating your own. But yeah, we'll kind of just end it here. Thank you to everybody tuning in like you guys always do and interacting with us. So yeah, we'll end it here, and we'll see you guys on December the 1st on Thursday, starting to go through Avatar: The High Ground Volume 2. So see you guys.
Shout out Lynx Cat 1. She's actually my sister. So thanks for joining in, sis.
Wait, are you for real?
Yep.
Oh my god. I didn't even know that. And I also was like, are you sure? Like, I know it says cat. I was like, you're really sure that this is a female? All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a good night or a good morning wherever you're at. We'll see you guys on December 1st, going through Volume 2. Bye.
Later, guys.